I'm telling y'all, if you think layoffs are done, you are already behind what's coming. I'm gonna say this real slow, because some people are still pretending that everything is fine. A shift is happening in the labor market, folks, and it's a real shift. And if you don't have the knowledge for it, it's still gonna run you over. So I lost my job last year and all the hoopla, right? And every week, I'm talking to somebody that either got laid off and lost their job, or they know somebody that lost their job. Whether it's government, tech, manufacturing, y'all see all the names, it doesn't really matter, right? It's everywhere. Now, some people keep saying it's AI, it's AI, it's AI. I'm like, nope, that's not it. AI is the excuse, but profit is the actual reason why so many layoffs are happening. These companies are not choosing between you and technology. They are choosing between you and their profit margins. And every time they're going to step over your unemployed body to make those shareholders happy. And be clear, the government is not stopping it. They're leading the charge because now the mentality is profits and politics over people. And I'm just wondering how much loss America can absorb before it's not sustainable. Because rent, mortgage, groceries, insurance, all of that shit is going to collide all at the same time. So if you've been laid off, I see you, okay? And if you haven't been laid off yet, be honest. Is it feeling like any day now it could happen to you? Told y'all, this is not random. This is exactly how the system is supposed to work to keep the rich rich. Now the question is, how long are we expected to just take it?
First off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom. All right. This is your brother Hashah from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, I pray and hope that it is edifying and exhorting. All right. And I have a lesson, this lesson will be going into the mass layoffs that are taking place. All right. Which is a part of biblical prophecy. Okay. The lady said it in the video. All right. How, basically it's all planned. It's a planned demolition. All right. And this is how they are going to get rid of, the middle class, the working class, everyday citizens. All right. They're choosing, like she said, they're choosing profit the way Esau always does, man. All right. Choosing his profit margins over, over the people. All right. And this is how, this society is going to ultimately collapse. All right. And, make no mistake, they want it to. Okay. And it's going to get worse, man. It's going to get a lot worse. Like you said, a lot of these, technology does factor in. All right. But ultimately, this place is through. It's finished. Okay. This is, and there's, basically there are stages to capitalism. All right. We're in the very last stage of that system. All right. And in order for them to restore some sort of order, all right, they're going to have to do a reset. They're going to have to come with something new. All right. And that is the New World Order, which will be headed by the MOTB, the Mark of the Beast. Right. Which is the, numerous implants that they plan on, putting in people's bodies, man, in order for them to be able to buy, trade, and sell in this, digital currency, like a ledger, all right, that they want to be able to track everyone, man. All right. So this is what's coming to the earth, man. And times are going to get worse. They're going to get hard. All right. We did a video. All right. Just going into those, those plagues. ultimately, this is one of those plagues. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. All right. And that, Salakia, that doesn't mean flee as in to leave. It means to flee spiritually, get your hopes, dreams and fears, have your faith rooted in the Lord, not in this system. All right. We've been letting you know and telling you this, man. All right. And now the times are here, and it's pretty much, now that the prophecies are happening, we don't have to keep saying it. It's just playing out. We just letting you know. All right, till the Lord come back. This is what this is what our job is. All right. It says he will render unto her a recompense. All right, and make no mistake, America is Babylon, and the Lord is going to render unto Babylon a recompense. It's happening now for all the wickedness that goes on here, for the cruelty of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American. This place is being paid back. And the everyday Edomite is feeling it, along with the tribes. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every man into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto the heavens and is lifted up even to the skies. You see? So the judgment of this great whore, Babylon the Great, who's been the golden cup in the hand of the Lord, making all the earth, drunk with her her wickedness, her lies, deception, her isms and schisms. All right. Guess what? Now she's falling. Now she can't be healed, and it's time, really what's going to start happening. These foreigners are going to start leaving. They're going to start leaving America, closing up their shops. All right. Because there's no money here. It's dry. Right. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not nigh, nor the years draw nigh, wherein thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. All right. And, that time of, really the time of having pleasure in these days is gone, man. All right. Nobody's having a good time. The money is tight. The groceries, the gas, like she said, man, everything's piling up. On top of that, they're laying people off in mass numbers. All right. And people, it's hard to find a job out here. All right. So people are going to start, trying to transition into other industries and pivot. You had people who are going and getting these, BS degrees. And I don't mean BS in a good way, and now, they can't find work and they're getting laid off, even these low-level jobs, they're being replaced by robots and automation. Okay. So this is a bad time. It says, and when you go into the evil goes into a bad time, man. Okay. And the Lord said the days are evil, redeeming the time, for the days are evil. We'll get that, Lord willing. And it says, verse 2, it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. Right? The grinders, right? The everyday workers, they're going to be ceased and few. Okay. It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grind is low, and he shall raise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. It's just an overall bad time, man. Okay. And we're telling you to come back to the Lord. It's still time to repent. It's still time to call on the true names of who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, Yahweh and Yahushai. All right, and ask for forgiveness and seek the Lord with all your, with all your might. You know, and it may be that ye be preserved, from these perils that are coming upon the earth, man. All right. Um, um, Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 14, it says, whereas he saith, awake thou that sleepest and arise from the dead, right? And a lot of our people, all right, from the neck up, they're dead. All right, they're spiritually dead, man. All right, they don't have any inkling of what's going on out here. They don't know why it's happening. They're just letting it happen to them. Okay, and they're not turning and seeking the man. All right, the power that is causing these things to happen, Yahweh. All right, they're not seeking and calling on the true names of the Lord. Okay. It says, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. All right. So we here in this truth, all right, those that have been awakened, we're in the light. We're abiding in the light of Yahushua in these latter days, man, depending on him. Okay. Reverencing our master, our Lord, and doing what he asked us to do. Calling upon him, having faith, denying, getting ready to deny this system altogether, because we know tribulation is coming. We know that, we're going to have to let go of this society, man. And rightfully so, we have no pleasure in these days. All right. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. The days are bad. All right. The days are not good, man. They're not, people are not having a good time out here, man. So, hey, we need to be circumspect, man. Looking around, looking at the things that are coming upon the earth, the prophecies that are taking place, and repenting, man. Being sorrowful in these times, man. Turning back to the Lord, and now's the time to awake out of slumber, man. So I just wanted to do this quick lesson, going into these layoffs, these mass layoffs, man. Hey, may the Lord be with, the brothers of Great Millstone, man. If you had to, go through it, man, the Lord said what? Basically when trouble comes upon you, when you are changed to a lower state, man, take it cheerfully, man. All right. Sirach, I'm going to just read the whole thing. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. We're going to have to endure some things, man. All right. You might have to go stay with a brother. You might have to give up your space for a brother. You never know. Okay. There's going to be a lot of collections being taken up, man. Hey, we got to do what we got to do. All right. It says, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, man. Hey, we should, if we are, whatever comes upon us, man, whatever we got to go through, whether you lose your job, lose your woman, lose your kids, lose your wife, anything, man, lose family members, take it cheerfully. Because it's a privilege to be in this truth. It's a privilege to have this knowledge, man. It's a privilege to suffer, all right, while having the names of the Lord, man, while calling upon the names of the Lord, while doing this work. It's a privilege. It says, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And we're about to go through, the hardest, toughest adversity we ever been through. But guess what? We got the sun. We got the secret weapon, the Lord. The true names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. We got a secret weapon, man. So, Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting. I'm going to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and do well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.